money is too tight to mention. Simply Red. Dominic Alafaci. Good mention to you. Good morning to you.
Good mention to you as well.
Yeah,
that's a great line. Good mention.
Holy Saturday.
It is. Is it Holy Saturday?
Holy Saturday.
Okay, there you go. I know some people call it the Saturday before Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Ian Reid is currently driving down from Queensland, a 1964 E.H. Holden Premier.
Oh, wow.
On his way to Bonnydoon.
Very nice.
There you go. How was your trip overseas?
Lovely.
And how much money did it cost?
A lot, but I don't care because you only live once. And Canada's lovely, and if you want to go to Big White, which is the ski resort we went to, give it a go. There's an ad that Eddie Maguire did for free. He was over there with his family, and you just got to, you know how he's so enthusiastic about things. And it was genuinely fantastic. And I think Eddie's calling the footy here now, so I've got to thank him for recommending Big White on Google.
Big White, but you went to Singapore first, so you've gone left to Singapore, and then turned right to Canada. Yeah, that's a long way home.
It was more economical to do that than the fly business class Melbourne, Vancouver. It was just too expensive. So we got 3 nights in Singapore and then 3 nights in Vancouver in really nice hotels for the same price as going Qantas. So we had an extra 6 hours, but 17 hours or 11 hours, it sort of doesn't make too much difference.
So you flew Singapore Airlines?
Yeah, really nice.
Where did you stay in Singapore? What hotel?
The Fullerton.
My goodness, the Fullerton.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
Is it the Swish?
No, it's not the Swishest. It's not the Swishest, but it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I go to the foyer just for a look around, then leave.
It's the old GPO, isn't it?
Did you
look inside? It's magnificent.
Yeah. I wander around there for half an hour and then get thrown out. That's...
I do that. I just go to the bar.
Back to the YMCA for me.
Pop into the bar, have a drink, get the vibe, get the feel, go back to the backpackers.
Don't you stay at that La Sands place up on the... Didn't you stay in that magnificent one with the... the multi-trillion-dollar, billion-dollar...
No, Marina Bay.
Marina Bay.
No, I stayed at my mate's apartment when he was living there. But our last one was called the Gen, Jen.
Okay, I don't know where that is, but that was lovely. Singapore's great. And Vancouver's a lovely place, very much like Melbourne, a bit smaller, but nice people, and smell the marijuana floating around a bit because it's all legal there. Yeah.
Did you partake?
No.
Okay.
But Trudeau had I think he had an election victory based on letting marijuana become legalised.
Okay.
I think he's a bit on the nose now over there. I think he's lost his shine. I think the dope's worn off.
We've got a call already. Gail has called through. We won't keep you, Gail. Good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Just a hypothetical for you, Dominic.
Yep.
If you were giving advice to one of your children who has a large HEX debt and they want to also buy a house, would you recommend, because of the indexing coming in, would you recommend that they pay off their HEX debt ASAP and then try for the house?
It's a good question, Gail. I can't recall what the new rate is at the HEX debt. Is it still under 5%?
I think it's going to be 8.
Oh, well, if it's 8, I would pay that off. It used to be 5 point something, but look, if they really, really want to buy a home, then they should have both debts. If they are less concerned, if they can wait, then pay off the HEX debt first and then buy the home second, because it really depends on their desire to enter the property market. As I said, if they want to buy with their ears pinned back, will never stop someone from buying a home. I think, you can do your maths and do your budgeting and you'll be able to cope, because the HEX debt can accumulate and you only have to pay it back when you earn a certain amount of money. So it's sort of like an overdraft. The rate is getting a bit higher if you said it's 8%. I would sort of want to pay that off first. But again, it's depending on your children's desire. If they really want to buy a house, and I would encourage them to do that, I'd go straight in.
No worries. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Be like Gail and call 133 693 if you'd like to talk to Dominic.
Dominic, is it worth not having a HEX debt if you can? For example, back when I did my arts degree, it was $1,500 a semester. Looking back now, I could have pulled some beers and paid it off. Instead, I graduated with a debt. What would you say to somebody who's young now?
Pull beers with both hands. Mm-hmm. I think, if you can have a part-time job and pay your HEX debt off. It's more difficult now because I think the course content fees are really, really high. They've got the basic fee and then you've got the, depends on if you want fries with that in your course, it gets a bit expensive. But I think really I would try my darndest to get your HEC set down as soon as you can.
Yeah, I've said to our children, bite off more than you can chew, and chew like crazy.
Very true.
Peter has called through. Good morning.
Morning, guys. Dominic, look, I'm knocking on the door of retirement, say June, July.
Yep.
And it's all a bit of a muddle. Look, I'm looking at what is an allocated pension or a lump sum. I'm not sure what's like a good way to go. I am entitled to a very small pension, and I need to make up sort of a bit of a difference. And I thought, is allocated like a good way to go?
Generally speaking, it is, Peter. Do you mind me asking how much the lump sum that you've accumulated, including super, like everything you've got in the bank and some shares and your super fund, what would the total be?
Oh, the super's $750, and I've probably got about 80,000 in shares.
Right.
That's about it. So I looked on a little guide thing which gives me like you're entitled to a small amount of pensions, not a lot. But
so are you 67? Are you 67?
I will be 67 in June.
Right, okay. Look, I would suggest, yes, you're on the right tram. Please get some personal advice. But generally speaking, if you've got a lump of money in super and you've got some funds outside of super for any emergencies, not that you can't access your super, because super's quite flexible. You can take some or all of it out at any time. But doing the mathematical calculation to work out what your sweet spot is between Centrelink and the income you get from your pension. There's just one other thing in closing. When you do speak to an advisor, see if there's an annuity you can buy, a small amount of your money. You might want to have your core income guaranteed, and that has a small benefit on Centrelink. It helps in the calculations. Gone are the days where you get the full pension, but if you do some fiddling and fine-tuning, you might be getting a few extra miles per gallon.
Happy with that, Peter?
I'm very happy. He's a very knowledgeable man.
There you go. That's what we like to hear.
Have we got quick time to do a quick market update, or do you want to do it after the break?
I want to do the market update right now.
Okay, well, quickly, as we know, the Reserve Bank kept interest rates steady, and it was the 10th rise since May, and it's 6.3%. There is a thought that they may go to 6.85. Two economists, the CBA economist and the HSBC economists, think this might be the end of the rate rise, which is good.
Yeah, but hang on, they rise it up to 6.3, and then my rate is 8 point something.
Oh, well,
thank you.
They mark it up on your home loan.
Of course they do.
Yeah, but the core rate is 6.3, and that sort of underlines. And when you think about it, they're giving you 4.2 at call on your money in a term deposit as a bit of a sweetener. So they're actually losing money on the term deposits, but their cost of money isn't really 3.6, it's about 4. So they're adding. Look, banks make a lot of money. Oh. There's no question about it. But just quickly, the markets are closed with Good Friday, obviously, but we saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average basically steady on Thursday at 33,485. The S&P 500 put on 15 points, and the Nasdaq was 0.75% higher, which is lovely, at 12,088. Cross Atlantic London's FTSE put on over 1%, with the French, German, and Italian bourses higher, and it seems like Europe's the place to be investing at the moment. West Texas Intermediate rose 9 cents to $80.70 US a barrel on the production reduction announcements by some of the producers. Brent crude put on 13 cents to $85 a barrel. Gold fell $9.20, but it's still over $2,026 US an ounce. And silver was up 6 cents to $25. I love silver at $25. That's a good number.
Is it?
Yes. Right. This morning, the Aussie dollar was currently buying 66.72 US cents, which is great if you're exporting, but bad if you're converting your Aussie dollars to US dollars or whatever, or Singapore dollars or Canadian dollars, because it really hurts.
Yeah.
And the ASX 200 SPY is pointing 8 points higher for Tuesday, probably when the market opens, because our market dropped 18 points on Thursday to 7,219.
Excellent. We've got some more calls for you, Dominic. Stick with us here on 3AW at 7 to 10. And to Stephen, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Just a quick question. I've got an inheritance from my mum's house and so forth, and my sibling wants to sell the home. I was thinking of keeping half the home for myself and my siblings, my children, to actually buy the other half and live in the house. Is that a good idea or not?
Stephen, it's a really good idea. It sometimes gets messy, though, we've had situations where family members come up with a really good idea, year 2001. By the year 2007, they're all each other's necks. One wants to get married, one wants to run off with the baker, the other one's unemployed. It's all of these. You get different life situations, so be very, very careful and if you're going to do it, get like a family covenant, get an agreement. And it sounds ridiculous, but almost get a contract with everybody. So you've got this great idea. Terrific. How are you going to do it? How are you going to manage it if someone wants to get out? Or that's the bit. So have a really long conversation with everybody and get a family agreement in place. Or a lawyer. I can recommend someone that can do an agreement for you. It doesn't cost too much money, but think about what will happen in a few years' time if someone wants to get out.
It's like a prenup with a sibling.
It's a very good analogy. So look, generally I like the idea of young people, getting into the market day one. And, I don't know about you guys, but I bought my first house when I was 21, when I was 21, put a deposit down, and I worked like buggery and paid off the loan. I actually had the loan from mum and dad, and I paid 13.8% interest back then, when State Bank was charging 13.8% interest. I'll match that. But I reckon it's a great idea. So well done, Stephen, but get a covenant, an agreement that people at least have the discussion. That's the important thing.
Thanks for the call. Thank you, Stephen. The United States of American dollar at the moment.
Yes.
What do you think?
Look, our dollar's fallen a bit against it. There's pressure all over the place because there's a new, how can I explain it? New dichotomy.
New order.
Well, China is trying to split the world from an economic perspective. They're palling up with, and America's trying to do what they want to do. I don't think it's important who's got the biggest balance sheet, if you get my gist. It's just I think we want stability in the world, and the American dollar has been fluctuating a bit. It's come off lately, but our dollar's still, if you look at from Australian perspective, this is a great time for exporters. 67 cents is great for us. So if students are coming to Australia from overseas, or we're exporting our natural resources or the manufacturing, it's great. So compared to the US dollar, we're in a good position.
Dominic, lovely to see you safely back from, where'd you go? Big Sur.
Big White.
Big White.
You've got to Google Eddie Maguire at Big White. It's a terrific ad. You think, this guy's a nut, but I know him quite well. He's a lovely man. And he's enthusiastic about places.
Is it near Whistler?
It's sort of a bit northwest of it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, about an hour by plane from Kelowna, which is a really nice town.
All right. Melbourne to Singapore to Canada.
Singapore to Vancouver. Yeah. 17 hours, the big league.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dominic. See you later. That's collinshouse.com. See you, Emily.
Bye, boys.
It's nearly 10. I'm staying here for motoring. That's next.